What's up, YouTube? Here I have another RE match against a guy from Smoggin named TrueVillany. Looking at the team matchup, I feel like I have a slight advantage because most of his Pokemon are weak to my Beedrill or my Parasect. So that's gonna kind of turn the match in my favor. But I do have to say I kind of played like crap. I usually do that. I get nervous. I don't know. I haven't had a match in a while, but you'll see at the beginning. So I'm going to lead off with my Beedrill, which is Scarfed, and he's going to lead off with his Alakazam. Now, I thought he would know I was Scarfed, so I figured he would switch fearing a bug move, so I went for Pursuit, which kind of over-prediction at the beginning of the game kind of cost me my Beedrill, which sucks because it was my only Scarf Pokemon that I brought. Granted, it's not that powerful. So I just bring in my Dusknoir knowing that I can threaten it out or try to kill it with a Shadow Sneak. But he brings in his Tangela, which is going to wall the crap out of this Dusknoir. And I don't know what I was figuring. Okay, so I go for the Will-O-Wisp because I know this thing's a Violite, so I want to get some kind of damage on this thing. But he knocks over my leftovers, which really doesn't make that much of a difference. So I go to my Torkoal, knowing I can wall anything he does, and this is the main thing I would want to put to sleep because all this thing really is useful for is a physical wall or to set up Stealth Rocks. But he switches out, which is going to let me set up my Stealth Rocks, which, you know, Torkoal fulfills his obligation, so he's good. And knowing I don't want to take a Psychic, I switch into my Dusknoir, who is kind of my... He's bulky on the physical side, but I guess he can count as a double wall. And seeing that this thing has Wish, I know it's going to be a pain in the butt. And the thing I don't like about RU tier is that special threats like this, even though it can fill like support roles, this thing has a pretty high special attack, so I know anything on my team doesn't really want to take a Psychic. So I'm just, this whole time, I kind of waste my Dusknoir here because he burns it, which means I can't kill this thing with 2 Shadow Sneaks. So I'm basically sitting in here waiting for him to switch out because I don't want anything to take a Psychic and I don't want anything to get burned. So I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to Pain Split him, get my HP back while he sits here and wishes until he feels like he wants to switch out. So this part here is where he makes a really, really good play because he sets up the Wish right there. And he's at decent health, and you know, I'm just sitting here, I'm going to keep going for the Pain Split. So he switches out into his Alakazam, who's at low health. So despite Dusknoir not having that good of base HP, he's going to get a respectable chunk back. And then because of the Wish, he's going to be brought back up to full. So I thought this thing was sashed, so if it is, then he's going to get a sash back. But I just go for the Shadow Sneak because this thing's pretty much... I want it to die, but he just won't kill it. He taunts me, which is going to end up working out for him. But I just want it to die right now. So I'm just going to go for the Shadow Sneak again because that's really the only thing I have to do. And he's going to switch into his Tangela. And because he taunted me, I'm not going to be able to Pain Split this thing, and he's going to be able to take me out. So I just get off one last vengeful Shadow Sneak, which does absolutely nothing. And he Giga Drains it basically. From the little HP that he gets back, he gets to get back the damage that I put on him. So now I see that it is a good time to switch into my Parasect. I thought it would be faster, but that Sleep Powder Miss actually does screw him up in the long run, because that's going to allow me to get up a Substitute. And now he can't do anything to me. So he's going to switch out to his Gardevoir, which is kind of weird. I feel like Entei maybe would have been the best thing to counter this. But my X-Scissors just going to take that thing out, which is good, because if that thing had Heal Bell, he could have, I don't know, that thing would have been a big pain support-wise, and I'm glad that thing's dead. So he brings out Lapras. I was like, okay, well, I have the Seed Bomb, so this thing isn't really a problem. But he goes for the Parasong, which it's going to force me out eventually, but I figured he would try to break my sub. So I just go for the Spore, which, you know, it's always nice to have this thing put to sleep. So my sub's still up, and he's asleep, but because of the Parasong, I only have 2 turns to kill this thing. And I am part Grass, so I figured he would try to switch out into something, and since the majority of his team is weak to Bug, I figured I'd just go for the X-Scissor. Why he didn't switch into his Entei yet, I have no idea. But right here, I have 1 turn left before I have to switch out to Parasong, so I'm going to kill his Lapras, which is really good because, I don't know, that thing, I don't like Lapras. I'm just going to kill it. So this puts me at a good position because Parasect, despite him killing 2 of my Pokemon, my Parasect was able to kill 2 of his, which puts us even, which is good. So he switches back into his Tangela, and I just bring in my Torkoal because this is, it put up its Stealth Rocks, which is all it was really meant to do. So it gets put to sleep, which really doesn't matter. And he switches into a Sandslash, and I was fearing that this thing would go for the Swords Dance, so I tried to switch into my Parasect to either threaten it out or kill it right away. And he does use Swords Dance, so I don't know why he went for Rapid Spin. I don't know if he was Swords Dance, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, and maybe Earthquake. Maybe he felt like he couldn't kill me, but seeing the damage that Rapid Spin does, I feel like he could have at least put a little bit of damage. And since his Lapras is dead, I'm able to Spore the Sandslash, which is great because it forces him to switch out, which means I can set up another substitute. But now he actually does switch into his Entei, I guess because he wanted Stealth Rocks gone, so we wouldn't take 25%, which is smart on his part, but that did cost him 2 Pokemon. So knowing I'm safe behind my sub, I just go for the Seed Bomb. I mean, I guess it doesn't do too bad of an amount. It's like, I don't know, 30%? No, less than 30, maybe 20%. So I switch into my Torkoal. I think this thing's Scarfed, seeing that it switches from here. I don't know what its moveset is, but seeing that is the event one, I'm guessing it's Scarfed. So right here, I'm just hoping, because I don't want that Entei in, I'm hoping that I can survive at least 1 Psychic, get the second turn Wake, and set up my Stealth Rocks. And Torkoal accomplishes all of those, and now I can just leave him in to die so I can get Switch Initiative, because he's fulfilled his purpose twice in this match, which is to set up Stealth Rocks. So that Entei is not going to have a fun time coming back in. And right here, I switch out into my Hariyama, and knowing that I could probably maybe kill the Alakazam with a Fake Out and get my Toxic Orb bonus, I just go for the Fake Out. And the Burn and the Fake Out leaves this Tangela at about half HP, which is going to let me take it out with a Guts boosted Max Attack Close Combat. And this Hariyama, this is the first time I've used this thing. It's actually a beast, like you'll see. He switches out into his Alakazam, and I'm just going to go, I don't know if he knew I had priority or what, but I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch, which is going to take out that Alakazam. And now he goes into his Sandslash, which is asleep, so I'm not worried about this thing whatsoever. I'm just going to go for the Close Combat. Despite this thing having really high defense, that actually takes it out in 1 hit, which means Hariyama is a god, and it just took out 3 of his Pokemon. And now all he has left is Entei, and because I have the 2 defense drops, I'm not going to want to stay in because I know I'm not going to outspeed it. So I switch in, and I switch out, and I decide to sack my Parasect. And luckily for me, he actually goes for the Flare Blitz, which is going to get some extra damage on him, which is going to matter because my plan here is that because I have priority and Fake Out, the Flare Blitz is going to leave him at a very low amount, so a Guts boosted Fake Out is going to take him down really low to the point where I can kill him with a priority Bullet Punch. So that means Parasect killed 2 of his Pokemon while Hariyama just cleaned up the rest. So I'm sad I didn't get to use Lantern. It's actually a Parafusion Heal Bell set, but I feel like it's not really frail, but I feel like I couldn't have switched it in on anything. But that was the first match I've had in a while. I guess it turned out alright. I didn't really play well, but I still pulled it out in the end. I think it was only because I had a team advantage. But if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.